This is That Crazy Talk Show. You're here with Richard Waterhouse and my guest today, L.R. Davidson.
Hello.
And L.R. is joining us from the cast of the 25th
Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee
at Northern Stage, which opens, do you know the opening date?
December 6th or 7th?
Do you guys know it?
I believe it opens on the 11th, but they're previews.
Oh, previews, that's what I'm thinking, yes.
Okay, good. So the official opening's on December 11th, but previews are before that. And the reason I'm talking this direction is because another cast member, Karis Leos, who's with us also today, who you'll be seeing in a little while, is also here and is part of our studio audience. So a really big part of it, half of it. So anyway, back to LR. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm
happy to be here.
Good. So first of all, I know a little bit about you because I work with and for your mom, Jody Davidson,
Yes.
who runs the education department at Northern Stage. But I don't know that much about you.
That's probably good.
So I want to find out a little bit. So are you still in school, LR?
I am. I'm a second-year master's student at Manhattan School of Music, and I'm studying opera.
Really?
Yes, but frankly, I'll sing anything. And obviously, my background is musical theater, and spent a large portion of my childhood here at Northern Stage, so I'm just thrilled to be back.
Great. Yes, you did Annie here, didn't you?
I did Annie, I did Oliver, and I did To Kill a Mockingbird, and Blithe Spirit. Yep, I did Blithe Spirit with Karis as well, so yeah.
Oh, and you did, wait, Karis was in Annie?
Yes, Karis was my Hannigan.
Oh my goodness. And Karis was in, what show were you guys in together?
Blithe Spirit.
Blithe Spirit.
Yep.
Great.
And my dad was there too.
Your dad. So, okay, fantastic. Well, I want to know, okay, let's forget about all those people for a minute. Let's
All
talk
right.
about you. Okay, so you're an opera singer, and was that an expected thing, or did that surprise you to become that?
Not at all. When I was about 15, I started thinking about college, as most high school students do, and I spoke to my mom and was thinking about colleges that you can go to that a degree in theater means something, and she said Yale, Juilliard. So I went to Juilliard and I started looking up what programs they had, and they had a pre-college program, and I'd never studied classical before, and I called them. I was past the deadline of when I should have gotten my application in, but I called and said, look, if anyone cancels, can I come in and just at least audition? And about a week before, they called and said, can you come in and sing 3 arias and 2 art songs? And I was like, sure.
Wow.
What's that? And pulled everything together, went in, auditioned, and
That's a lot of material.
yes.
Did you have some of that prepared?
No, actually, I had to call my voice teacher here in Vermont, and she helped me out, helped me find some songs, helped me find arias, and went in, auditioned, got in, and started studying classical music.
Great. Wow, that's amazing.
Yep.
So you're second year masters, and where did you go for undergraduate?
MSM as well. I just stayed through, did the whole program.
I see.
I wanted to stay with my teacher was the big thing.
I see. And now you're up here. Are you missing school to be here doing Spelling Bee?
I am. I took a professional leave of absence, and luckily my professors were all incredibly supportive of my coming and are helping me get through. I'll take all my finals when I get back, and while I'm here, I also have to write extra papers.
I know what I want to ask you. Well, you grew up with show business parents.
Yes.
So what was that like? And do you have brothers and sisters?
I'm an only child.
You're an only child.
Yeah, unless we count the horses and dogs and menagerie of animals in the house as
yes.
somewhat siblings. It was great growing up with artistic parents. I really loved it. It's interesting now, though, because I'm realizing what most people consider normal is completely abnormal to me, and what most people consider bizarre and slightly out there is quite normal to me. I
Really?
moved around a lot, and it's kind of like being an army brat. You go where gigs take you and things of that nature. But it's great. I got to go on national tours. I got to go to Korea. I had opportunities that you really can't get unless you're an artist.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yep.
And you've worked with your dad a lot, haven't you?
I have. I've worked with my dad a couple of times, and we did Oliver together, and then we did Blithe Spirit with Karis, as we said earlier. And what else did I work with my dad? We did a movie together. That was fun.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. And I know I don't know if you want to talk about this, about your other show business connection to your grandma.
Oh, Toadie?
Yeah.
I never got to meet her, obviously, but I've seen all the videos. We've gotten everything put on DVD, and it's great. We say I have a little bit of Toadie in me. Apparently, when I was like 2, we were driving away from Vegas. We'd gone to visit some family.
Hold for 1 second,
Sure.
LR. You have to. So now LR is going to tell you who her grandma is.
Oh, my grandmother was Toadie Fields. She was a pretty well-known comedian, and she was on the Ed Sullivan Show more than any other comedian. 35 or 36 times, something. Mike Douglas Show. Oh yeah, did everything, and she was a very zaftig comedian who used self-deprecating humor, and she was hysterical.
Yeah, she was fantastic. We've gone on YouTube and watched some clips. Just
Yep.
Still absolutely hysterical.
She was the first HBO comedy special as well, which
Was
I think
she?
is really cool, and I didn't know, but it's
Yeah.
wonderful. We used to joke when we would watch old movies, because I love old movies, and we watch them all the time, and Mom would always, walk in intermittently and go, oh, Sammy Davis, yeah, he's a good friend of Grandma Toadie's, used to come over every Friday, and I never really thought about it. You grow up with the family stories, and then all of a sudden you mention it to other people, and you're like, oh, other people didn't have Sammy Davis coming over for dinner on Friday nights. Apparently that was just our family, so, yeah.
So you never got to meet her, though.
I never did get to meet her, but the memory lives on through photos and recordings and
Great.
videos, all that.
Great. And are you as taken with dogs and horses as your folks?
I am. I absolutely am. I love horses. If it's not acting, it was the horses, and we always made sure there was something to keep me occupied, so you never get too crazed about,
Yes, that there's another life going on
Absolutely.
outside of show business.
Yep, and I'm actually very excited. My horse just came back to me. Cincy. He was my horse that I'd had growing up almost my whole life, and I sold him right before college. I had to decide between the arts or the horses. So I applied to like 15 different schools, half of which were conservatories, the other half I could have gone for a riding scholarship. So it was keep my horse and go to school and ride, or sell my horse and pay for music school. So I sold my horse to pay for music school, but he got injured, so he just came back to us, and now
Oh, that's great.
he's back here, so I'll get to see him while I'm up in the Upper Valley.
Good.
The sun just came up.
Well, tell me a little bit about Spelling Bee. So what character are you playing in
I'm playing Olive Ostrovsky
Olive?
in 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
And is this is your first day of rehearsal, right?
Yes.
Should we hold? Should we hold a little bit? Okay.
First day of rehearsals. We've been singing since about 11 a.m. and came right over here on our break, and then we're heading back over to do a first read-through and sing-through of everything.
Oh, great. I'm really glad you could join us on your break.
Oh, my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you for having
This
me.
is really great. We look forward to seeing the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee opening in December. And in a few minutes, we're going to have Karis Leos, oh my gosh, I almost forgot something. I have some pictures of that you'll want to see.
Oh my goodness.
Remember this
Oh,
one?
I do.
This is LR playing Annie at Northern Stage. Some of you may have seen.
And Mackenzie. Mackenzie was my very talented co-star.
Where'd you get Mackenzie? Was that your dog?
Well, actually, we adopted all the dogs for the show and trained them, and Mackenzie did end up coming to live with me after the show.
Really?
She lived with us for a couple of years before she passed on. As you can see, her face was very white. She was very...
Oh, she was already
She
getting
was
on.
old, yes. She used to fall asleep, actually. The sound of my voice would put her to sleep. So there were a couple of times when I'd be singing Tomorrow, and she would fall asleep right next to me. It was very entertaining. She was a great dog.
That's funny.
Yep.
Here's one of Karis and I think we'll do close-ups of these. But this is Karis and LR together in Annie. Remember that one, Karis?
It was right before my wig fell off.
And yeah, there's some great ones in here. Oh, here's a real
gosh.
good one.
I haven't seen these in forever.
LR. So, there you go.
I'm still friends with all these girls, too.
Really?
Oh, yeah, we've kept in touch. Facebook, it's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
Great.
Are you on Facebook? Yeah. Girl, I need to Facebook you.
Oh, now what's that one?
That was Mockingbird.
Oh, so you did To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yep,
Here.
at Northern Stage.
Okay.
I did a few different productions, but my favorite one was definitely at Northern Stage. Coming to Northern Stage is just like coming home.
That one, and I saw one other of an interesting show. Oh, it must have been Oliver. Where is that? Well, is that No, that's Karis. Oh, this is you and Oliver.
Yes.
This is you as a young lady, no longer a little girl in Oliver here.
Yes, that was a
That's
fun
great.
role. And Jen Tabor, of course.
I see.
Adorable.
Great. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you play Olive.
Oh, thank
you. I'm curious, are you nervous about the improv element of it, or do you like that?
Oh, I can't wait. I think
Really?
it's going to be lots of fun. And it'll be great to have members of the community come up and
Yeah.
get to try their hand at
Be
spelling.
in the show. Yes, if you don't know this, in 25th annual, I
Putnam County
should just say
it's
spelling
a tongue
bee.
twister. It's good.
25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Every night, the audience, some audience members participate on stage in the show. They're part of the show, a big part of the show, from what I understand. And so, make sure you come and be. If you've ever wanted to be on stage and you're not an actor,
And you can spell.
and you can spell, Spelling Bee's your chance. So, well, great. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
Ella.
having me. Do
Really
I get to
great
keep
have you.
these?
No, but
Well, I got to look
you
at
can
them. I got
for
to
a
take the
while.
stroll down memory lane.
Yes.
It's good.
Thanks. Okay, we'll see you with Karis Leos in a little bit. We're now continuing that crazy talk show with my new guests in this episode, Karis Leos.
Hello.
Hi, Karis.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for
Really great
having
to
me.
have you here. Since we were looking at pictures with LR,
Yes.
we might as well just continue because you're
Sounds
in a
like a
whole
good
bunch
idea.
of these. So this is Karis playing Miss Hannigan in Annie.
Miss Hannigan.
And
was
yeah,
so
there
much
she
fun.
is with the.
It's great.
Is that the littlest orphan?
Yes, Molly's the littlest. I've done the show several times, and it's one of my favorites because you get to say and do all those things you've always, you live vicariously through her. So hateful and awful to the children, which you can't do in real life without getting in trouble in some way. So I
Oh,
got it
that's
all out
funny.
during this.
Okay, here's another one. Looks like you're scolding orphans or something.
Yes.
Do you remember what you were doing there?
Oh, that's at the beginning when everybody's in bed and Annie's running away, and I catch her.
Oh gosh, evil.
That's right.
Evil.
Do I hear happiness in here?
Just like you are in real life.
Not a real stretch. Is that what you're saying? Great.
And what's this?
That's Blythe's Spirit.
And do you remember that
Yes.
other actress?
Oh, gosh. No. I'm playing Ruth, and LR's father, Scott, played my husband.
Is Ruth one of the
I'm
wives?
playing the present wife.
Okay.
And she's playing Elvira, who is the ghost that is haunting him. I'm the worst with names. So
Oh,
this
that's
will be
okay.
really, everything you hand me, I'll go, I don't know.
That's
I don't
okay.
know.
But this is another Blythe Spirit. You're at the seance.
Yes, that's at the seance.
Now, what would this one be?
That is the very first show that I ever did here. It was a Russian farce, Diary of a Scoundrel.
Okay.
Yes. Brooke came down to Massachusetts to see a friend of hers in a play. Death Trap was the first time I did the show. And
Oh, and you.
she saw the show,
it.
and she came up to me afterwards, and they had just started the theater up here, and she was like, do you want to come to Vermont and do this? And I said, yes.
Great.
Wow. I've never seen that either.
Okay, well, here's another one. Let's see. I don't know what this one is.
Ah, Beauty Queen of Lenin. Yes.
And I thought maybe that's
Wow,
what
that was
this
intense.
was.
No,
this
that's
one-
actually Dancing at
this was
Lunasa.
Lunasa.
Yes.
Do you say Lunessa or Lunasa?
Well, I think it's Lunessa. Dancing at Lunasa. And some people say Beauty Queen of Lenin or Beauty Queen of Lenane.
and are they
not
both
sure.
Irish plays?
Yes, they both are.
And do you pride yourself on your Irish accent?
Well, I think it's pretty good.
Do you?
The greatest thing about, especially when we did this Dancing at Lunasa, is they had someone come over from Dartmouth. I believe it was from Dartmouth. And, whenever you do any kind of accent that's very thick, you have to make adjustments because your audience, if we had said, like my character's name was Kate, which he said would be kite.
Oh.
But kite talked about kites a lot, like actual kites, and it would be confusing. So we had someone come in, and we would agree on certain, it's like softer
Yes.
pronunciations of things.
I see.
But Katie Cunningham was in the show, and she's actually Irish and had lived in Ireland.
Oh.
So it was fantastic to listen to her cadence. It was real helpful.
That's great. And then, well, last but certainly not least.
Oh, yay!
This is from Death Trap.
That's right.
And this other actor. do
Which
you
will be
remember
the
who that
opening
is?
scene in the Porter Chronicles, right?
Yes, I guess
Yes,
so.
are we? The
This is-
sequel play that's being written.
Yes, this is when I got to act with Karis in Death Trap as Porter
I've never
Milgram.
seen that either.
That brilliant character.
That was so much fun.
So yeah, it was great.
great.
It was great.
It was great.
So you're a newlywed
I
again.
am. I got married on June 13th.
You did, and who'd you
Did.
marry?
I married Gregory Divert, retired police sergeant who is now a parole officer, father of 5 adopted children. So,
And you have
I have 2 from a previous marriage, so we have
So
a
you have
very full house right now.
a
yes.
blended family.
Yes, we do. It's like little United Colors of Benetton, and it really is. Both of my children are. Their father was Hispanic, and we have 2 African American kids and 2 blondes, and we live in a tiny little town in Pennsylvania, and we tell people that all of the diversity that occurs in that town is actually in our house. So
That's great. Great. And how's married life?
it's fantastic.
Great.
It's great. Couldn't be better.
Great.
I miss him already. Been gone 1 day.
But he's coming up for Christmas.
Yes,
and he'll come up and see the show.
He'll actually come see the show, and then he'll bring the boys up who came to see Death Trap.
Yes.
Will come with him to see the show, and then he will spend Christmas with me before he has to go back.
A lot of the kids are adults or young adults.
Yes, the youngest is 12, the oldest is 24. So we have 2
Okay.
that are out of the house on their own, 2 in college, 1 who comes and goes, and then 2 home full time. So it's really just the holidays and summer times when it's crazy.
I see.
Yeah.
How do you guys manage? How do you manage to act and go away? And can you do it as often as you'd like? Do you have to?
You know, it's interesting. With me, it's a priority thing. I pick. Well, I have the luxury of working when I want to. Not everybody has that luxury.
Yeah.
I've done my share of working at the mall over the holidays if I decide to stay home. But Gregory's very supportive and takes on everything while I'm gone. So I try to pick and choose things.
Yes.
If it's something I've done before, there has to be a real reason, you know, a place I haven't done it or people I haven't worked with, a project I'm really passionate about to take me away. The summers, I'm usually gone all summer because it's just easier in the summer, not shuffling kids to wrestling and football and school.
Yes.
So the summertime, I'm usually gone doing summer stock. But during the school year, like the fall and the spring, I pick and choose and, you know, only do a couple of things. So.
Great. Is it? Shoot, no, I've totally lost my train of thought. I had some great questions in there while you were talking. Damn.
I can't read your mind. I'm trying. I should be able to.
Well, if you were Helga Tendorf.
I know,
you
for
could.
real, right? No, it's
Oh, I know what it was. I was going to ask you if you've done Spelling Bee before.
no, and I've never seen the show.
So it's completely new.
It's
to you.
completely new. I'm excited about it though. I've done like a lot of small, being a character person, especially musicals, I get in a lot of small castings. Like I've done Nonsense a million times, and you know, Ruthless and things like that. It's just a small ensemble show, and I love the idea. Like LR said, she's excited about the audience participation. I mean, we'll fall into that groove. When we first get going, it'll be a little, because you don't know what to expect. But I'm very, very excited about that.
Great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. But I haven't seen it. I mean, I've only read and heard
Does
the CD.
improv make you nervous?
Not really. It's very scary for an actor to do improv.
Yes,
I mean,
I think so.
I didn't, you know, I did it to some extent when I was in school as a theater major, but I actually worked with an improv group called 4 to 5 Doctors in Dallas, and we worked at the Improv, and it was the scariest thing I've ever done, because sketch comedy, no problem, being a character person, and the whole first half of our show was all sketch, and there would be songs, you know, so I was really in my element. And we'd practice and practice for the improv stuff, and then the first, I'd say, week or so that I got out there at night, I wouldn't do anything, because it's really so different than, I mean, you have to really trust yourself, and the trust is just on a different level too. You have to just think fast and go with things. And I would stand there, and everyone was so good at it and so funny that I would just stand there and laugh at how funny everyone was and never jumped in until someone forced me to. And I just had to trust my instincts and go with it. But it's a very scary thing, I think.
Once you jumped, were you better than you thought you were going to be?
I think so. The key to good improv is not to think. It's to listen, and that only makes you a better actor. So it was a fantastic exercise and helped me grow by working with them. Because that's the key, is if you stand around thinking, you know, people think, well, I'm not going to say anything until I think of something funny. But by the time that happens, the moment's gone on.
It's gone.
Because the good improv people just keep going. They listen, and they talk back and forth, and you never say the word no. You know, it's a give and take and give and take. And if you're waiting on the sidelines, it's done. You know, so you have to just jump in and trust.
Now I'm curious. I know that you and LR are this is your very first day of rehearsal.
Yes.
But I'm wondering if maybe you already know this, maybe you don't. So for the audience members that will come up on stage, they are somehow participating and being kind of helped around the stage, or to some degree.
Well, since I haven't seen it and we haven't staged it yet, I really don't know. It's my understanding from the script, I guess, who selects the people? It's Catherine's assistant. Yeah. So I don't know whether she does that by mingling and observing people, because it's really important they want to get real people too, not people that are going to get up there and try and yada yada. Yeah. And there would be enough of that going on. But the humor will come from, well, like as with the show, the humor comes from the honesty.
Yes.
I mean, there are some very charactery people and voices going on, but these are all real kids, and it's real honest, and that's where the humor comes from. So we got to try and find the same thing, you know, with the people that they bring up. It'll be different every single night.
And what is your character? Is the woman who's running the bee?
I am actually, yes, I am running the bee. I am a champion from years gone by, and I return and actually conduct the bee every year, kind of like the host. So I welcome everyone. I check all the students in, and then we have a faculty member who is the person who actually reads the words and gives the definition and does that part of it. So I'm basically the host of the bee. So pretty excited.
How do you like the music? How do you like Williamson's music?
It's great. It's funny all day today. I mean, you know, you jump right in with both feet. We got in late last night, and we're 9 hours today, singing through the whole show. And there's a lot of really difficult harmony in it. And as I told them today, I said, I'm an alto with a cold. And Rona is, I mean, I am, it's like, okay, Karis, you'll sing the top. And I'm looking at him like, what? So I'm excited because it'll be a challenge for me in that way, too. It's not the kind of thing that I don't usually get to sound pretty. I usually do big, belty, loud things. And I get to do some really pretty stuff in this, and I'm excited about it because it's not something I normally get to do.
And who's your
what? And I get to play her mom. The children have little flashbacks and things as you learn about them, and other characters in the show take on family. Like one girl, someone takes on her parents, and two of us take on LR's parents at one point, and I play her mom. We sing, I think, the prettiest song in the show. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm so excited.
Are you, who's your musical director?
Nick. Oh, God, I just met him. I should have notes with me.
That's okay,
I'm
Nick.
very, very sorry.
That's okay.
He's as
We'll
cute
look
as a
for
button,
Nick.
and he's really, really great, enthusiastic. And from what I understand, he did the tour, right, LR?
Yes, he did.
He did the Spelling Bee tour. So he knows everything, and
Great.
yeah.
And who's directing?
Catherine Doherty.
Catherine Doherty's
Yes,
directing.
She is.
While she's finishing her performances
Yes.
of Parallel Lives.
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, tonight I said, what are you doing here? Don't you have a show? But it's her night off.
Oh, okay.
So she's pulling double duty, as she does
often
quite
does,
often.
yes.
So this is her first time to really direct me in something, so I'm excited. We've worked together on the stage, and then we did Midlife: The Crisis musical. Just at the end of the season, they were like, we have 2 weeks, let's do a show. And Kim Primus came up, and we just threw this thing together, literally, like I got a song like that day or something. It was just crazy. It's all a blur, but Catherine staged and directed that as well. But this will be the first time we get the luxury of having 4 weeks together and really doing it. So
Wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful. Well, we really look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
It's going to be great.
I think it's going to be great. Everyone, just listening to everybody today, it's fantastic.
Oh, it just dawned on me. Full Monty was that last year or 2 years ago? Full
2 years ago.
Full
I
Monty.
find that I'm usually up once a year. This is like my 10th year.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I'm usually
so last fall was Death Trap,
and then
the
before
Christmas
that
was that? No, that was
No.
a spring musical. That was in
yes,
the spring.
and then the Christmas show after Monty was that might have been Beauty and the Beast, and then this past Christmas was Les Mis.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought you were fantastic in Full Monty.
Oh, thank
And I
you.
thought that whole production
It's another
was
favorite. That was my
fantastic.
third time doing it when I came here.
Was it?
Yeah, and it was great. You know that one of the things I like coming up here so much, one of the things I like about it so much, is it's such a wonderful, intimate space. But they don't always pick these little shows.
Yeah.
Like I had done Monty at North Shore, and at Main State, and they're massive, you know, like a big proscenium or a big theater in the round that seats, you know, like 1,800 people. And then we're coming here going, how are they going to do Full Monty? You know, so yeah, because the guys are going to be right there. But it works. I mean, they did Cats in that space.
It worked
really,
so well. Well, Full Monty actually worked.
I think it works better
great.
in a smaller space because
Yes.
you don't get all of the. I mean, that's another one with it works so well because those characters are really written well and real people and you care about them. And the
Yes.
closer you are, I mean, that's nice. So they have the
Yes.
luxury of being able to do
Yeah,
that.
I
here.
thought that fit beautifully on the stage.
Yeah, it was a lot of
here.
fun. A lot of fun.
Well, we look forward to seeing you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for
I'm really,
asking
really
me.
glad you and LR could come on your break.
Well, thank you for
and,
having us.
Have a great rehearsal period.
Thank you.
Do you get
Looking
4
forward
weeks
to it.
of rehearsal, or
It feels that way. 3.
maybe 3 weeks?
You know what? I do so much summer stock. Anything over 10 days feels like an eternity. Isn't it true though? Because
Yes.
you do things and
They
you know
kn-
you
they
spend 3
snap
days
'em
on
up.
music and you never touch it again, and you're up and you're running around. So to actually get to sit and do
Good.
anything for any amount of time, really dig into it is nice. So
Good.
yeah.
Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us with our guests from 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Very good.
At Northern Stage in December. And I'll see you next time on That Crazy Talk Show.